In the last video that I made, I had a person that subscribed asked, what was the greatest moment in my life, and I think it was by Liam? Somebody, I don't know exactly who it was. They just subscribed and they asked me if I could answer the question in the next video, so, I decided, you know, what the heck. Anyways, so, greatest moment of my life, I was riding a self-shifting bike, which is a bike which, as you, pedal, it gets going faster and it auto-shifts. And it'll keep going faster until you're at your max speed without you having to do all the work. So, you know, it was kind of a nice bike. I had gotten it for free because on my original bike, some lady hit it and fucked up the whole bike. And I posted on Facebook looking for a cheap bike, and some lady gave me a $450 auto shifting bike. Really nice bike. Anyways, I'm riding it home from work and I'm at the lake. And I'm doing fine, you know, I'm going really fast because these bikes don't go slow by any means. Anyways, I come around the corner and I'm riding, and then this lady, two kids that were under 5 decided to walk out in front of me, and if I had hit them, I swear to God, with the speed I was going, they would have been dead. Like, there's no way you live from something like that. So I decided to bear around them, and to go around them, I had to go down the embankment a little, and it's a steep part of the embankment. So when I went to get back up, otherwise I would have tumbled and gone into the water, I went to get back up. Tire caught something in the gravel or whatever, and I went flying off the front of the bike, and I slid about, well, I flew about 10 feet, but my face hit the concrete path and slid about 5 feet in gravel. So I'm sitting there coughing up blood and gravel and trying to get gravel out of my eyes, and I'm trying to pull my phone out of my pocket, and blood's just getting on fucking everything, you know, like my face is covered in blood, my nose felt like it was fucking broke. I was beyond hurting. So this whole time, nobody's stopping to help. Like 5-6 minutes after I crashed, this couple stopped and they're like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then they're like, "We're gonna move your bike out of the road." That's out of the path, not road. But anyways, they moved my bike out of the path, and that was all they did. They left after that, and I'm sitting there still trying to figure out what the fuck just happened and how to get my phone to unlock, because my finger's covered in blood because of the fucking blood on my face and me coughing it up. Okay, so, I may add a photo of what I look like, because, it was horrendous, dude. Like, I've never seen my life flash before my eyes like that. Like, when I hit the concrete, I mean, not concrete, gravel, I thought, oh, I'm fucked. My eyes are gonna be, blind, you know, because it's gravel. Anyways, finally, this little old lady, had to be about 80-something, stops. She's all like, "Oh, are you okay?" And, like, no, I'm not okay, you know, I'm sitting there bleeding. She's like, "Oh," and at this point, I'm not bleeding as bad, but there's blood on everything and anything. She's giving me, little tissue things that she had in her pocket to wipe it away, and it's not doing much. She's like, "You cold?" And I already had a jacket on. I was like, "No, I'm good." She's like, she bends over and she's so rubbing my back and asking me about my life and this and that to keep me there fully, you know, so I don't go to sleep and whatnot. And it was like the first lady that had stopped to help at all. So then, after that lady stopped, an older couple, non-American couple, stopped and asked if I wanted baby wipes, which really did help. So I was like, yeah. So, anyway, I cleaned off my phone and I, first called my dad, and my dad's like, "Well, I'm busy at work, this and that." So then I called my grandparents, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, my dad has 4 brothers, and one of them is dating a nurse," and they're like, "Oh, she's on her way, you know, just stay there." So, okay, I'm laying there, and my face is fucking in pain, like, unbelievable pain. And, anyways, after a little bit, this old man, he had to be up in his 80s or 90s, like, really old. I mean, this guy walked all hunched over, really sweet guy. He's like, "Oh, you want my coat?" I'm not gonna take a 90s or 80 or 90-year-old's coat, you know, I already had one. He's like, "You sure you don't need it?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good, you need it more, you know, you're old." This and that. Anyways, I go and, yeah, it was just terrible. But the thing is, I survived, and I didn't break my nose. My nose looks funny now, but it's not broke. And I think that's the greatest moment of my life, because just the fact that, like, I was worried, like, I was severely worried, like, probably one of the closest things to near deaths I've ever encountered, so, to live through that, I was like, yeah, and, like, people at work were all, "What happened?" this and that, and, like, they didn't know how bad it was until, like, because I didn't go to work until it was bandaged up. But I did send my photo. I did send my boss a photo of my face, like, right after it happened, so he's seen how fucked up it was. Okay, I'm not kidding you. My nose is now bent. I have a dent in my forehead, and I had a hole in the, not my lip, but right above my lip, under my nose. I had a hole straight through. You could see my fucking teeth. Like, it was bad, and I had gravel and shit in there. I had gravel on my nose and in my forehead, in my eyes. Anyways, I went up to my grandparents, stayed up there for a couple days. Well, she took care of me, and she's like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt." She poured, I want to say peroxide, but I'm not sure if that's what it was. She poured it on the cut over my lip, and oh my, I have never felt pain like that. Horrendous. But, that would be the greatest moment of my life, just because, who's ever ready for something like that and think, ooh, I'm gonna live through this, you know? Like, I literally thought, I'm fucked.